What's up and welcome in. You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. Really excited to start taking your questions on today's show because there's so much to discuss with the hottest football team in the National Football League, having won 7 games in a row, and this game on Saturday, Christmas Eve, in which we'll be doing a watch party. Hope you subscribe and join us. It is going to be very intense. Expect an hour pregame show. I didn't tell producer Trizzy Trace that yet, but I just told him right now. Malik Triplett, $5 super chat. Do you think the Niners will bring Kalia Davis off of IR this season? On Tuesday, they did activate his practice window, so they now have 3 weeks to activate him to the active roster. Kyle Shanahan was asked about that when he made the announcement and said there's a chance that he plays this year, but obviously coming off that torn ACL for the late-round defensive tackle pick out of UCF, we're not going to rush him at all. If he does, great. Same can be said for Javon Kinlaw. His practice window activated as well. G-Code, $5 donation. Thank you so much for your donation. Is finding the next Purdy a new trend in the NFL draft? The Broncos traded for Wilson. The Colts traded for Matt Ryan. The Commanders traded for Carson Wentz. The 49ers traded the future for Trey Lance. It's too much money and too much picks. And G-Code, it's a phenomenal question and a great talking point. I've actually talked about this a lot with my guy, Coach Jason Brown, who used to be the coach of Independence Community College. He's made famous because of the Netflix series Last Chance U. And we were talking about how we think there might be a little bit of a shift going on with team philosophy. Like, would you rather be the Seattle Seahawks right now paying $20 million to Geno Smith, or have Russell Wilson and you're paying him nearly $50 million and you're gutting your entire roster? You also look at a team that could be in the service for Jimmy Garoppolo. If you pay him $20 to $25 million, is that better than a quarterback who might weigh down your roster like an anchor if they're making 30 to 40? So yeah, you make a good point. You trade so much in terms of draft capital, player capital, and then you pay a lot of money is the new trend, maybe to try to find a Brock Purdy. He's on his rookie contract, and over the next couple of years, he's making $1 million or less. Excellent value if he ends up panning out. David Blanco, $2 donation. Big Balls Bosa, gonna break the record for the most sacks this year. He is 7 sacks away from setting the all-time record, and he has 3 games left to do it. And luckily for him, all against pretty porous offensive lines. The Washington Commanders, okay offensive line, nothing special. Raiders, one of the worst in the league. Cardinals, they're in shambles and uncertain future at that quarterback spot with Colt McCoy getting hurt last week, and of course Kyler Murray being out for the rest of the year. They went to the former Penn Stater, Trace McSorley. So that could be a good opportunity for San Francisco to notch a lot of sacks, especially Bosa. And how about these numbers? Since coming off the torn ACL in 2020 in the Meadowlands against the Jets, 33 games total last year, this year, 35 sacks in 33 games is unreal production, like all-time level type of ish. 39 quarterback hits, 158 quarterback pressures in 33 games. He is one of one. He's the best pure pass rusher in football. That can't be debated, and I think he's the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. John Wallace with the $5 donation. Hook up Rudolph as we were singing some Christmas carols during our live show. Bang, bang, Rudolph and the Niner gang. His red nose till he's dead and cold. Love your Rudolph reindeer. John Wallace. Mount Rushmore of the best Super Chats of all time, especially during the holiday season. I don't even know how you say that. Bang, bang, Rudolph and the Niner gang. His red nose till he's dead and cold. Love your Rudolph reindeer. John Wallace, we love you. And we also love all of you who are subscribed to the show. 71,000 subscribers. Been an honor to be able to host one of the most successful Niners channels on YouTube in a space that's extremely crowded. Every single day that I wake up, I want to bring my A game to work, and I believe that I'm able to do that. That's why we've been able to build this channel. My level of passion for what I do, up there with anybody. And for those of you to show us love back by subscribing, I appreciate it. That means that you're a real one. So if you are a real one, subscribe and comment, real one. Chulor. How can we stop Taylor Heinicke from getting the ball to Terry McLaurin? It's not only Terry McLaurin to worry about. Washington does have a couple of really good weapons, but for this Niners defense against that okay Washington offensive line, you generate a pass rush on Taylor Heinicke. He's a shorter, slighter quarterback. Sometimes he throws the ball up for grabs. Sometimes he can't see where he's chucking the rock. So if you generate a little bit of a pass rush, he's prone to making some mistakes. And if he doesn't have time to get the ball downfield to a Terry McLaurin, you can eliminate him from the game plan. I don't think the Niners will go double coverage. I think they'll rely on that pass rush to get home with 4 with an occasional blitz. Hopefully they generate some turnovers. But like I said, McLaurin not the only player to worry about here. It's a good Washington offense with Brian Robinson as their back. McLaurin, obviously the headliner, 68 grabs this year, 1,100 yards, 3 touchdowns. Curtis Samuel, good player, more of a gadget guy, but good out of the slot especially. 57 catches, 600 yards, 3 touchdowns. And the rookie out of Penn State, Jahan Dotson, I liked him coming into the league because I scouted him when I used to cover Penn State. This guy can burn you deep, but doesn't drop a lot of footballs. He is a route technician with what he's able to do. So this Niners secondary, certainly their work will be cut out for them come Saturday on Christmas Eve. Speaking of this game on Christmas Eve, I can't wait for it. Our watch party is going to be amazing. Who you got? WAS for the Washington Commanders, SF for the San Francisco 49ers. Get those game predictions in. I got Niners 30-20. I went ahead and typed my SF. Rocket Money. It's the app to go to if you want to save money and cancel unnecessary subscriptions in a very simple way. RocketMoney.com/Niners, free download, and also the app extremely easy to use. Do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans, they spend around $80 per month on subscriptions when the actual total cost is closer to $200 plus. That's right. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars each month on subscriptions you don't even know about. There's this app I love using. It takes care of all of that for me. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The app shows all of your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for, and you may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel it, all you have to do is press cancel on the app, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money right now. Head to rocketmoney.com/Niners. Seriously, you could save hundreds of dollars per year. We're going to put that link in the comment section. It's hanging out in the description of this video. Who doesn't want to save money and cancel subscriptions you didn't even know you were using or you just don't use at all? Felix! What's up with that 2-seed, Chase? We can look at the NFC playoff picture. So 3 games left for the 49ers as well as the Minnesota Vikings. Right now, the Vikings have a lead ahead of the Niners in the win column. But if the Vikings and Niners are tied, currently the 49ers have the tiebreaker because they have the better NFC record because they're not divisional opponents. So that is what to keep an eye out for here for the remainder of the regular season. Upcoming for the Vikings, home against the Giants, on the road against the Packers, always difficult. Both of those games are toss-ups in my opinion. And then on the road against the Bears. Remaining schedule for San Francisco. Saturday, Christmas Eve against Washington. Las Vegas Raiders New Year's Day. Arizona Cardinals to round out the regular season. Harold Murillo saved Christian McCaffrey for the playoffs. You know what? He's the leading vote-getter among all running backs in the NFC for Pro Bowl voting. He's had an awesome year, and he's been used in so many ways, a plethora of ways that has really made this offense take that next step into being a dynamic one before the McCaffrey trade. They needed to make it because they were a bad, lackluster, really boring unit. You look at what McCaffrey's done in his 8 games rocking that scarlet, red, and gold. 115 carries, 534 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, 41 catches on top of that for 346 receiving yards, 7 rushing and receiving touchdowns. He also threw for that touchdown as well. And he's combining for more than 100 all-purpose yards per game. You can run him in between the tackles, outside of the tackles, get out to the perimeter. He's a clean route runner as well. But I want to see that skill set on the field for the playoffs. I don't want to see him get injured. That's why Kyle Shanahan, I've been asking for him, and everybody else has as well, to run Jordan Mason. Kyle Coughlin, should the Niners rest their starters the rest of the way to keep them healthy for the playoffs? I don't think so. Because then you're looking at 3 weeks in which you don't play football, and you could catch a team who has some momentum in that wild card round. Yes, you'd play at home, but that other team might be in a groove. They might be feeling themselves a little bit. Like, let's say, a Detroit Lions, and there's still work to be done. You won the NFC West. That's cool. You clinched a playoff spot. I want that 2 seed. Eagles are a little bit vulnerable, especially with this Jalen Hurts shoulder injury. If they go down and the Niners had that 2 seed, they then have home field advantage. That would be awesome. Luke Vanetton. What's up, Luke? I'm a Dolphins fan, not trying to hate, but I think Brock Purdy is going to struggle in the playoffs. What makes you say that, though? And you could be right, because once defenses are able to adjust to Brock Purdy, like they do to a lot of young quarterbacks now and in the past, they do end up struggling. That's why when people want to say, like, Brock Purdy is the next Joe Montana, whoa. Hold your horses, right? I mean, it's way too early to say that after 11 and a half quarters of football. But so far, so good. It's going to be a nice little test against a Washington team that has a good defensive front, solid secondary. And as long as he continues to really just play point guard and not mess it up, the 49ers can still win a Super Bowl. That's at least my opinion. What's your opinion? Let us know. M for yes, they can make the Super Bowl. W, they won't make the Super Bowl. We want to hear from the faithful in the comment section, so let us know, and we'll see you for our watch party Saturday, Christmas Eve.